In the extensive world of physical activity, many sports require a certain body type and strength to be competitive. There's one such sport that I've admired from the sidelines for quite a while, and due to lack of size and weight classes, I've never been able to be competitive in. This year, due to popular demand of over 120,000 athletes, the event has become scalable, and I've gained the opportunity to compete in something that I absolutely love.
CrossFit is a strength and conditioning program that in the past 5 years has seen an unrestrained rise in popularity for people across the globe. The program aims to build strength and increase endurance while working on weaknesses using functional movements combined into high-intensity workouts. The workouts are delivered daily through WODs, Workout of the Day, that are designed for universal scalability. The load and intensity may change for varying levels of strength, but the program remains the same. CrossFit participants range from the average Joe trying to maintain a healthy and fit lifestyle to the more serious CrossFitter looking to compete at the highest level, such as the CrossFit Games. Traditionally, the CrossFit Open had no scalable divisions until 2015, where a tweak in the rules would see the playing field leveled for all athletes of all weights and sizes. This gave CrossFit enthusiasts like Matt Murphy, who normally couldn't match the strength requirements, a chance to compete.
Today, the first workout for the Reebok CrossFit Open has been released. To gain a better insight and understanding of exactly what the workout is, I head over to PSE at Kincumber to meet up with the one and only Chad Mackay.
Chad Mackay, also known as the Unit, is a 6'1", 100-kilogram CrossFit machine. With multiple visits to the World CrossFit Games, including a top 10 finish in 2012, Chad is one of the most experienced CrossFit athletes in the country, and his passion extends into coaching and being the proud owner of his own CrossFit box. So who better than Chad to let Matt know what to expect when he takes on the Reebok CrossFit Open 2015.
Talk to me about the workout that's just been released.
Mate, it's an exciting workout. It's a 9-minute AMRAP, so an AMRAP is as many rounds as possible. So we start off with a gymnastic style movement of 15 toes to bar, and then we've got 10 deadlifts. To finish, we've got 5 power snatches, so more in an Olympic lifting style movement. And then event 2 will be a max weight clean and jerk. So taking a barbell from the ground, taking it up onto your shoulders, and then putting that weight overhead. And that'll be 6 minutes to get a maximum load. So it's only one clean and jerk. So you can have as many attempts as you want in that 6-minute period.
So I'm scored on 2 points. I guess an overall repetition number for the first 9 minutes, and then I'm scored on a weight from the end of minute 9 all the way to 15 minutes.
Correct.
I can immediately see a few hurdles here.
For this workout, the main goal would be to pick an appropriate weight in the workout. So whether you're going to do the workout as prescribed, so as prescribed for the gentleman is 115 pounds, which is around about 50 kilos, about your body weight almost. And then we've got, for the ladies, it's 85 pounds, so 35 kilos. And so the scale division is slightly lighter in weight, so that people can still participate in the Open. I'd probably suggest you to do 85 pounds in the scale division, just because I think the 115 pounds may be a bit challenging for the power snatch though.
What, I guess, over the next 5 weeks could you see possibly unfolding?
Mate, absolutely anything. In previous years, there's been a mixture of, let's say, 30 movements that have come up. Gymnastics movements, Olympic weightlifting, and also strength. Have a bit of a roadmap of what the 5 weeks is going to look like. And we can kind of tick the boxes as we go along. So then as the weeks go along, you know how to target your training for the movements that haven't come up so far.
When we come back, enough of the chit-chat. It's Matt Murphy's turn to dive headfirst into the first workout of the Reebok CrossFit Open 2015.
I'm over at PSC Kincumber chatting to Chad Mackay about all things 2015 CrossFit Open. I now want to know what's in store for Chad not only for this year's games, but in the future as well. How many years in a row now have you competed in the Open?
This will be my 6th year.
6th year, so you could say a bit of a veteran at it.
Some may say.
What are your goals? What's the goal this year?
So this year I'll be retiring from individual competition, just so I can have a bit of a break from the training load. But in coming years I'll definitely give the team competition a really good crack.
Well, mate, good luck.
Thanks, Matty.
This year. And thank you for the advice. With the insight I've gained from Chad fresh in my mind, I head over to CrossFit Active in Kincumber to catch up with a mate of mine, Paulie Knowles. He'll give me a rundown of what is expected of me within the first workout.
15.1, guys. We've got a 15-minute workout. Obviously, we've got the scale division this year for the first time, having 120,000 people signed up gives us the option to grab a wider audience. So you've got 15 minutes. The first 9 minutes, you've got an AMRAP of 15 total bar, 10 deadlifts, and 5 power snatch or ground to overhead. Just rotate through that as many times as you can in 9 minutes, and then as soon as that 9 minutes clicks over, you're going to start a 1 RM clean and jerk. So find a max weight in that 6 minutes.
I now have an understanding of the different workouts and how they are scored. Now, I just want to know how strict their standards are.
So for the ground to overhead, or starting from the bottom, we're going to take the bar starting on the floor, finish locked out overhead either through a power snatch or a clean and jerk, whichever you feel is easier for you for the scale division. And then for the deadlift, just starting on the floor, ending in full extension, no knee bend, full extension of the arms. And for the total bar or hanging leg raise, but you're going to be on the total bar today, we're going to start at full extension, arms extended, feet off the ground. And then just obviously toes touching the bar at the same time, coming back past the parallel plane.
I'm under the pull-up bar for the toes to bar. I feel that this exercise will probably be my strong point because it doesn't involve any extra weight.
Ready? 10 seconds.
The 10-second countdown begins, and now the nerves are really starting to hit me. It's my first time in a competition of this type, and the feeling of failing to hit a good enough score is definitely dwelling on my mind. But it's thoughts like that that can ruin your performance, so I need to shut them out and focus on the task at hand.
2, 1, let's go. 1, touch your bar. 2.
A rep only counts if my toes physically touch the bar.
Touch the bar.
This is paramount because you need to make sure every rep counts so you don't waste energy.
5. 10 deadlifts.
I'm now onto the 10 deadlifts, with the bar weighing 85 pounds or right around that 38 kilos.
3, 4, nice man. 9, 10.
Now it's time for the 5 power snatches.
1, good.
These are done at the same weight as the deadlifts, but the bar has to move now from the ground all the way to over your head. The amount of power required to do that is immense compared to the deadlift.
Last one. Up. Oh, there's one there. Good, buddy.
Our snatch is completed. It's time to move back to the bar again for my toes to bar to start my second round.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The longer the workout goes on, the more my grip strength is starting to fatigue. My solution for this, keep the hands really chalked up and just keep on pushing.
1, 2, buddy. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shoulders back. 6.
We're 6 minutes in and my heart rate is at 178 beats per minute.
Yep. 2, 3, 4, 1. Down. 2. Now rest. Up. 1. Nice and fast. Good. Yes, that's better. 2. 3. 1, 2, 3. Last rep. Rest. 60 seconds, Matty. Deep breaths.
60 seconds to go, and the intensity is picking up dramatically. I line myself up to the bar with another 5 power snatches.
Pull. 1. Come on. 2. 55 seconds, Matty. 3. Come on. Up. 4. Come on, Matty. Last rep, Matty. Come on. Come on, Matty. Come on, Matty. Up. Yeah. 5 reps, 5 hard reps.
I stop for a second to try to grab my composure before I jump back up onto the bar again.
5 reps.
30 seconds to go, and the fatigue is really starting to make me feel dizzy.
1, 2, yes. 4, 5, 15 seconds, Matty. 15 seconds, Matty. 3, come on.
I smash out another 5 toes to bar.
5, 6, time.
I now move into event 2 of the workout, which is a max clean and jerk. My objective here is to move the largest weight I possibly can through a clean motion and then a jerk motion over my head. I start off with 135 pounds on the bar, which is around 60 kilos. But the lift is really heavy. It's a shock to my system. This is not really something that I'm used to doing.
Yep.
I'm able to jerk the weight out with a full lockdown overhead, so I move on to a heavier weight. I decide to up the weight to 145 pound, which is close enough to 65 kilos. 5 kilo increase might not seem that much, but after the 9 minutes that I've just completed previously, the 5 kilos is going to feel pretty heavy. I'm able to rack the bar up into the clean position, but I still need to be really careful and make sure that I can complete the jerk safely, because if you're dropping this kind of weight with this kind of fatigue, it's not going to end well.
Yes.
With a slight stumble in the jerk, I'm able to lock it out and complete the lift. So I think it's time to add a bit more weight. I decide to up the ante a bit and put on an extra 20 pounds.
165 pounds. Boom. Come on, Matty. Big pull here, big pull. Come on.
So I'm looking at trying to get a barbell with more than my body weight over my head.
Yes.
I think we can up it 10 more pounds.
175. Yes, Matty. Come on, buddy. Yes!
I decide to up the weight to 185 pounds, or 85 kilograms.
Nice heavy lift, Matty. Big lift, Matty. Yes! Come on, Matty!
I'm able to clean the barbell all the way. The weight feels like an elephant is sitting on my lungs.
Up, Matty! Yes! Good lift, Matty.
This is far and beyond anything I expected, and well and truly a huge PB.
No, that's it. 185 pounds.
With 161 reps completed and 185 pounds cleaned and jerked, I can't be happier with how the day's gone down.
So how that works, Matty, is you'll get 2 scores, 161 for your total reps, and then 185 for your clean and jerk.
185 pound.
Yeah, 185 pounds. So you go into the leaderboard, and that's 2 different workouts, and that'll scale you up.
I think I'm going to be sore tomorrow. I've just completed the first workout for the 2015 CrossFit Open over at CrossFit Active Kincumber. I'm absolutely stoked with my results, performing quite a lot better than I actually anticipated, but the hurt was definitely found.
Up, Matty! Yes!
With the first workout complete, this means the waiting game begins for the second workout to be released, which I'm extremely eager to find out what it is. Between workouts, it's free time, time to try to prepare for the unknown that is yet to come. However, Search4Hurt isn't always filmed in a linear order. This is due to the fact that many athletes and teams have busy schedules and they can't marry up to what the Search4Hurt schedule is. And in this case, between weeks 1 and weeks 2 of the CrossFit Open, there was no other better time to go and see Australian boxing legend Danny Green, and while also in Perth, go and see the Australian hockey team, the Kookaburras. Although the hurt experienced in Danny Green's excruciating session left a lasting impact. My challenge with Danny Green was to be thrown in the ring for a sparring session with the Australian boxing legend. This meant going head to head with some very heavy hands. From the starting bell, it was clear that I was in way over my head. Danny was landing punch after punch, and then he unleashed a hit to my liver area. The pain was immense. It shot through me like a bullet. The goal of my search is to experience the hurt that different athletes and teams go through not only in training, but on game day. This, unfortunately, can cause unforeseen injuries to occur. In Series 1, when I experienced the serious injury of my ITB friction syndrome, this put the entire series at jeopardy. Gaining the right advice and the correct treatment as soon as possible put me in a position where I was able to complete the series without sustaining further, more permanent damage. This situation is no different. Gaining the best advice as early as possible will help me get back on the road to recovery as soon as possible. With all this in mind, I land back in Sydney. At this stage, the degree of pain has risen substantially, pushing the urgency to get the injury looked at to a high level. I decided my best chance to get the best advice would be to see Glenn Phipps from Movement Lab. All right. As an exercise physiologist with many years of experience, as well as treating some of Australia's best athletes, I couldn't think of anyone better to give me the right advice. So in short, I was pretty much, I guess, hit 4 times.
Come on! It's hard work, man, the liver shot.
I could feel each time that, I guess, the sharpness of the pain would get worse and worse.
What's it feel like now?
Even just to do that, just that expiration of air, that hurts. Not quite walking, but a very slow jog. The impact hurts. Just a
deep breath?
Yeah, so 40%, 50% breath inhalation. It starts to bite. It's pretty sharp, more so in 2 spots, not so much just in one, sort of, I guess, an area like this.
And so a cough would be quite
yeah, no, I don't want to cough. And even
what are your thoughts on what's happened?
Probably guess maybe some intercostals or maybe a slight fracture, something like this, I don't know.
Okay, how about we go in and have a look on the table?
Yeah, right, cool. Glenn and I go into the next room where an examination table is set up. This will make it easier for him to inspect my injury.
All right, can I get you to take a big breath in? And I want you to point to where it hurts. What's it feel like if you bring your arms, hands touching shoulders, and if you twist either way?
That side starts to hurt. There, like it's starting to pull. I don't want to go any further because it feels like something's tearing, and then this way, obviously it's not as major, but yeah, it's there.
All right, let's get you to lay down and just have a bit of a poke.
Glenn physically examines the area, feeling for anything abnormal. This will help him understand what kind of injury I've sustained, which in return will help him formulate a recovery process. So what would in between the ribs mean versus on the...
Well, I guess we're looking at the difference between it being a fracture or a tear.
After sustaining a pretty serious rib injury after training with Danny, I decided the best course of action would be to go over and see Glenn Phipps, an exercise physiologist from Movement Lab. He's just examined the injury and he's about to give me the lowdown on what the fastest course of action will be to get me back on the road.
Okay, so I had a bit of a look. There's obviously something going on there. We can't really say there's a fracture or anything like that until you had an x-ray, which I think would be a good idea.
I'm guessing, can I make it worse to a certain extent?
I think it can certainly make it worse, even if it is just muscular. But I think you need to be aware that rest is part of your training, so this is definitely time to rest. The whole reason that we have pain is to tell us to rest. So I think it's going to be really good for you, because part of your rehab is going to be working on some breathing exercises. And I think, I know you don't like to rest, so maybe we could look at this as a time to even work on your mental game a little bit. But yeah, definitely need some rest.
We're obviously meant to do the 15.2, but just with the over the head work.
Well, unless
I can't get the hands over the head, full stop.
No, you need to rest, but let's not look at it as rest. Let's look at it as mental prep time. It's hard to say what's going on exactly till we get some imaging done, but potentially a fracture, maybe just some muscle tearing. Either way, he definitely needs to have a little bit of a rest.
Seeing Glenn and gaining his advice is the best thing I could have done for this injury. He gave me a recovery plan, which I then followed over the next few weeks. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to continue for the CrossFit Open for 2015, but I have found an alternative.
The world of races and fitness challenges is constantly evolving and paving the way for new and exciting events. As the popularity of these events increases, so does the demand for the next innovation and next big thing. AMRAP Challenge is the first of its kind and a strong contender to satisfy the thirst of endurance racers and CrossFitters from around the nation. Combining short running distances with testing WODs, the AMRAP Challenge draws inspiration from obstacle racing and CrossFit alike. The inaugural event will see some of the country's best endurance event athletes head to the beautiful South Stradbroke Island in Queensland to battle it out in teams of 2. Competitors will endure 5 rounds of brutal functional movement challenges, with each round getting progressively harder, forcing poorer performing teams to be eliminated after each challenge. Sand dunes, neck crawls, rope climbs, tyre flipping and kettlebells can all be expected through this exhausting day of heart rate hell. In the end, 10 teams will make the final challenge and battle it out to be crowned Australia's first AMRAP Challenge champions.
With the AMRAP Challenge now locked in as my CrossFit alternative, I now just need to find a teammate, and he is Stanley Meisner.
Stanley Meisner is a 21-year-old jack of all sports from Brisbane. From a young age and all through schooling life, Stan was involved in every sport he could lay his hands on, from all codes of football to athletics, and even knocking it out of the park in T-ball. There wasn't anything young Stan wasn't good at. Upon leaving school, Stan found himself involved competitively in the sport of boxing before moving on to a career as a PT, which allowed flexibility in his life and the ability to broaden his view of the world. From gymnastics, CrossFit, weightlifting, jazz dancing, and even chess, nothing was off the table. The sport of obstacle racing is where Stan really found himself excelling, finishing top 5 in numerous Spartan races. It was during these times on the podium Stan was introduced to Matt Murphy, and this is where the seed was planted for the pair to partner up and take on the AMRAP Challenge.
I arrive at South Stradbroke Island and the weather is absolutely horrendous.
From what I've been told, it's the most amount of rain I think they've seen in a short period of time for about 10 years.
The monsoonal weather is definitely an unexpected surprise for the weekend's competition. All as we can hope for now is firstly that the event's not cancelled and that I don't drown in a puddle. To not see this event go ahead would be an absolute shame, but only tomorrow will tell.